It's a feeling of excitement. I think the team is ready to be doing what we're doing. We're glad we're in the gym as a group. We're glad we're in the gym together working on figuring out who we are a little bit more. But you know, the prior year's expectations or results are only relevant in that they give us something to build on going forward. You know, you ask any of those players who we graduated last year, and the number one thing they were saying is that they were proud that they built that foundation going forward. Whether it's their play or what they taught in action or word, whatever it is, there's a lot to build on there. We returned so many components of the last couple of seasons that this season ought to be very exciting for us. Our expectations are still high. You know, win the conference, get into the postseason, and advance as far as we can. And I think we have the pieces to do that. Some of the positions are going to be played by different people. That's you know, by virtue of having the same starters for a number of years in those positions. But like any team, I think we're prepared for, or any team that is in our position, I think we're prepared for that. And I think the mix we have right now is a winning one. It's easy to think about or to focus on what we lost in that core group, but what we have coming back is going to be a huge part of this team's success, and that's how the process works. We have 7 seniors on this team, 14 returning players. A good chunk of our returning starters are coming back. I think of Jill, I think of Carissa, I think of all our middles. Core positions. Lindy played a lot of starting minutes for us on the outside there too. So I think those players in general add grace into a 5-year or 4-year starter at the DS position. There's a lot of returners who may have had more of a supporting role, in a couple years past that step into a little different role this year. Is it all that different in terms of what they have to do? No. Play their position the way they have been, and we're gonna do what we need to do in other areas. I think we have some freshmen that are going to come in and play for us right away, and we have some returners that are going to step into starting roles as well. But to say this team is inexperienced, I think is it's just not right. We have a lot of experience actually on this team. It's just a little bit more spread out in our ability to move the ball around and maybe not as concentrated in so many positions. Enjoy every minute of it, not too often we get to make a trip like that. I think it's perfect timing for a group we have here, team bonding and gelling as a group. But really, I think the idea is to get out of the region for a little bit, take some pressure off of ourselves, and go out and play teams that we probably almost guaranteed won't see again that season or even that style. You go out to California and you get a different version of volleyball that you might not get in the Midwest, neither better or worse, just something different, and to challenge us, on the road like that and take some pressure off of us, like I said, to perform in region. We'll start doing that in the second weekend. I don't know how many different versions of this we'll hear, from coaches, but I think that it is as spread out as it's been in a long time. Interesting that we lost Northwood, but we have more matches because we're double round robin now. Everyone plays each other twice, which in my opinion I think is a good thing. It's as even a schedule as you can get. That should add to some parity in the league, on top of the fact that some teams are just more evenly spread out. I think 1 through 5, possibly 1 through 6 are pretty solid. I think you could see a good mix there. And you have some of your usual suspects. I think Grand Valley is going to be solid. Again, this year they brought in some additions to what they bring back. They bring back a lot. Northern brings back a lot. Davenport, I think, is going to make a run here too. I think they bring back some key players, have some nice additions as well. And I think Wayne also bringing a ton back. Ferris, always good. They don't bring as much back, but it's Ferris, and we know they're gonna do some damage too. So I think this year 1 through 5, 1 through 6 should be really competitive. Certainly very interesting, and I think we're right in that mix, if not towards the top mix, if we can put some things together first. To be part of the national committee like that is super humbling, and it's going to be I think a really great learning experience for me. The idea that I get to influence at all how the national tournament is run and represent our region is, like I said, it's an honor. I'm hoping I learn as much as I can offer up there, especially early on. I was fortunate to be on the rack this last year and learn from Coach Gravel at Hillsdale, and he did a lot to kind of guide our group, and I learned a lot from him. So I feel like it's to have an influence at all at that level is just I think a pretty neat thing, and I hope to learn something from it and make it better where I can.